Hello everyone and welcome. In this lecture we'll look at the differences between Python 2 and Python 3 when it comes to using certain functions. Let's start by looking at the print statement. In Python 2, print is a statement, whereas in Python 2, print is a function. Let's see how we can use the print statement. So if I in Python 2, if I want to print a blank line, all I have to do is call the print function. Just say print and run it. That will print a blank line. If you are using Python 3, you have to include parentheses. So in Python 3, this will print a blank line. And if we want to print a single value, what we do in Python 2 is we say print, and then in quotation we put our value, this for instance, and this one will be printed. Whereas in Python 3 we have to say print, and then inside parentheses we have to put what we want to print. So this will be the equivalent in Python 3. Print, and then in parentheses we pass what we want to print while it's quoted. And if we want to print two values separated by a space, this is how we can do it in Python 2. We say print first, comma, and then second, your second value. So these values will be printed separated by a space. This is how to do it in Python 2. Run it. So first you have space, and then second. And if you want to print two values separated by a space, the way to do it in Python 3 would be print, and then inside parentheses first, then comma, second. This is how you'd print it in Python 3. You have your parentheses, your first value, comma, and then second value. Next, if we want to print values separated by a space and then continue from where we left off, this is how we will do it in Python 2. We can say print, and then let's say first, and then second, and then comma. So if we do that and then continue on a new line, and let's say we want to print third, and yeah, that should be good. So in this case, adding a comma at the end of our first print statement will make the second print statement continue from where we left off, so that this third statement will be printed together with the first and second print statements. Let me show you. So in this case, first, second, and then third. So compare this to print first and then second. So if we don't have any comma at the end, the last print statement will be printed on a new line. So you see here, first, second, and then on a new line. But as long as we have a comma, the statements will be printed one after the other. You see, first, second, third, fourth. This is how to do it in Python 2, whereas in Python 3 it will look as follows. Let's say print, and then you have your first statement, and then you have your second statement, second, and then you have to use the end keyword, and then you have to end it like that. Okay, first, second, and then int and pass just empty code. Then print third, and if you want to continue you can say int here also empty code, and then you can go to a new line, print, let's say fours. So this would be the equivalent to what we did right here. So here we ended in Python 2, we end our print statements with a comma, whereas in Python 3 we use the statement int and we set it to be equal to just an empty code. So this is the equivalent, it's equivalent in Python 3. And if you remember, if you are using Python 2, you can import the print function from the future module. So from __ future _ import, we can import the print function, right? And once we import the print function, we can execute the statement. Now we are importing print function from the future module, that is from Python 3, right? So if we run this, we see that first, second, third, and fours are printed, right? First, second, third, and fours. And we can add a space there, and run it again. Now we have first, second, third, and fourth printed nicely. So that's its equivalent in Python 3. And earlier we saw, so if I run the Python 3 functions that we saw earlier, so run that, we have first and then second. So this would print out a blank line, right? Whereas this is how to print a single statement. So this is printed. This is how to print two statements in Python 3. And finally we have, this is how we can print multiple statements, but if we want to follow each other, we can end our statement with quotes so that each of our statements are printed one after the other, separated by a space. So to summarize, we looked at the differences between print statement and print function in Python 2 versus Python 3. And in the coming lectures, we'll look at more functions and their differences in Python 2 and Python 3. Thank you everyone, and see you.